Welcome to Happy Toon Stories.
Tom and Jerry's Garden Chase. One sunny afternoon, Jerry the mouse was feeling extra mischievous. He peeked out of his little mouse hole and spotted Tom the cat napping by the window. With a cheeky grin, Jerry tiptoed across the kitchen, grabbed a piece of cheese and dashed outside into the garden. The smell of the cheese quickly reached Tom's nose. He woke up with a start and saw Jerry racing out the door. "Not so fast, Jerry!" Tom shouted, springing to his feet and running after the little mouse. Jerry darted through the garden, weaving between flower pots and hopping over rocks. Tom chased him, knocking over plants and flower pots in his hurry. Jerry ran up to a tall sunflower, climbed it swiftly, and waited. As Tom reached the flower, Jerry jumped down and sent a pile of leaves tumbling over Tom's head. Tom, now covered in leaves, continued the chase. Jerry sprinted towards a small pond and, with a quick leap, landed safely on the other side. Tom tried to jump too, but ended up landing right in the middle of the pond with a big splash. Jerry laughed and danced around on the grass, holding his cheese triumphantly. Tom climbed out of the pond, dripping wet and a little embarrassed. But instead of getting angry, he started laughing too. Jerry tossed a tiny piece of cheese over to Tom as a peace offering. Tom and Jerry sat under a shady tree, enjoying a moment of peace. For today, the chase was over, but they both knew there would be more fun and games tomorrow. The end.
Welcome to Happy Toon Stories.
Mousetrap Mayhem. Tom sets up an elaborate series of mousetraps all around the house, hoping to finally catch Jerry. He grins, feeling victorious already. But Jerry, being the clever mouse he is, finds a way to trigger all the traps without getting caught. He carefully uses a thread to set off one trap after another, causing a chaotic chain reaction. By the end, Tom is tangled up in a mess of mousetraps, while Jerry sits comfortably on top of a mousetrap, eating cheese and laughing. The end. The fish tank fiasco. Tom's owner gets a new fish tank, filled with colorful fish. Tom is immediately curious and tries to catch one for a snack. But Jerry sees what Tom is up to and plans to save the fish. As Tom sticks his paw in the tank, Jerry releases a toy shark, making Tom think a real shark is in the water. Terrified, Tom leaps backward, splashing water all over the living room. Jerry pulls the toy shark away, and the fish swim happily, safe from Tom's paws. The end. Cake catastrophe. It's a bright morning in Chef Whiskerelli's busy kitchen. The jolly, loud Italian chef is preparing for Toodles' surprise birthday party. After hours of baking, he proudly finishes a massive triple-layer cake, decorated with whipped cream, cherries, and golden candles. "Mamma mia, the best cake I ever make," he exclaims. Before heading out, Chef warns Tom in his thick accent, "Toma, guard this cake. No mouse-a come close." Tom salutes like a soldier, determined to do a good job. He puts on sunglasses, grabs a fly swatter like a baton, and begins pacing beside the cake like a security guard. Inside the wall, Jerry is fast asleep. But as the scent of warm cake wafts through his tiny window, he wakes up with a dreamy smile. Vanilla," he says to himself. His stomach growls. He tiptoes out, carrying a spoon, a fork, and a tiny plate. Tom spots a shadow and immediately becomes suspicious. He swings around, but Jerry dives behind a rolling pin and disappears. A classic chase begins, but Jerry is clever. He avoids detection by tunneling under the cake like a mole. He starts eating from the inside, carving out big spoonfuls from the bottom. The cake wobbles. Tom doesn't notice at first, until he hears a creak. He turns slowly and watches in horror as the cake tilts, trembles, and then collapses into a frosted disaster. Cherries roll across the floor like bowling balls. Whipped cream splatters onto Tom's face. Just at that moment, Chef Whiskerelli returns, with Toodles, who's gasping in shock at the mess. Tom tries to explain, but all they see is him, standing in the middle of the wreckage, covered in frosting, with a cherry on his head. Chef's eyes bulge. Tom! Tom yelps and runs for cover, as Chef chases him with a rolling pin. Meanwhile, Jerry peeks out of the cupcake tray, snuggled inside a pink frosted cupcake like a hot tub. He takes a final bite, chuckles softly, and winks at the camera. Thank you.